All right, good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Ole Miss will host the mighty Georgia State, whatever they are. And on Saturday, they're about a 62-point favorite. And Mississippi State plays at Southern Miss. That line's at 13.5. Hope you called it at 10.5. And because that's money. And Auburn at Baylor on Friday night, Mr. Hugh Freeze, right? Is Freeze going to get a statue at some point at Ole Miss down the road? Probably should. Maybe put the Freeze and Kiffin statues beside each other. That could be cool. And then we talked Texas, Ohio State with Tom Luganbill and LSU Clemson. I got Bama winning it all in the SEC, and they are going to absolutely run Florida State out of their stadium this weekend. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. We are the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. If you're looking for an unbelievable game day experience at your house, as far as the Sonos surround sound system, Mississippi Smart Homes can do that for you. We've got it. Both at my house and in my my man cave's at my house too. But we've got both. They're great. Jake Manning, mssmarthomes.com. Call him today. Ask about the Sonos surround sound system for games, sports games, movies, and, of course, to blare your music like I do on Spotify. It's awesome. Sonos surround sound system powered by mssmarthomes.com. Do we have Katz? Michael Katz, Ole Miss Insider, djournal.com, joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Katz, are you at an undisclosed location at a bar in Oxford right now?
Not yet, no. Well, actually, too early for that, even for me.
Okay, well, congratulations on getting engaged. Is it all right if I say that?
Oh, yeah, yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, so when did you get engaged?
July 4th.
Were you out in L.A.?
Yes, we were at Disneyland.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. We had a Disney engagement. It somehow worked.
Where were you in the park or parks? So I've been to Disney World a million times. I have not been to Disneyland. Kind of explain to me where you were.
We were wherever Winnie the Pooh is. We were
Okay.
at his area.
Okay.
And Winnie the Pooh was in on it. So, yeah, it was quite the production, but it worked.
That's awesome, man. So is she from here or from there, or somewhere else?
She's from Houston. Grew up in Houston, but a lot of family in Baton Rouge as well. So. She's an LSU grad, so she's a little nervous about this weekend.
Oh yeah, LSU at Clemson, and then a few weeks from now, LSU in Oxford. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
That may be Ole Miss's first test.
I will say last year was quite entertaining when USC, if you remember, played LSU to open the season.
In Vegas, right?
Yeah. I didn't say much that day because I knew it was probably for the best. But I will always have that one.
Okay, so Michael Katz, Ole Miss Insider on the Out of Bounds Show. He's a Southern Cal grad. His fiance is an LSU fan or grad, and last year Southern Cal beat LSU. Were you wearing your Matt Leinart or Reggie Bush jersey when this happened?
I don't remember. There's one jersey I can't wear because they always lose.
So okay.
Definitely, it was definitely. I think that's my Troy Polamalu jersey. That one's bad luck for me. I don't remember specifically what I was wearing, but she actually was there. She went with her family out to Vegas for it. And let's just say I didn't text much afterwards because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna gloat. We're gonna be supportive here.
How many Southern Cal jerseys do you own?
I think I got 3 right now.
Okay. And is one of them a Reggie Bush jersey?
Oh yeah, I still have that one from when he literally when he was playing. Still have it.
Okay. Is one of them Matt Leinart or Carson Palmer?
Yes. Both, yes. Actually, I guess I have 4 then.
Okay, and then you got Troy's Palomalu.
Yep.
Damn, that's a good run. All right, so out of those 4, my favorite are okay. As far as players, my favorite's Reggie Bush and Carson Palmer. As far as on TV, and I don't even know if Carson's on TV, and I don't think Troy is either. I think Leinart is great on TV, and I hate that Bush left the Fox, whatever it's called, big game show. Are you in agreement with that? That I thought Reggie was fantastic on TV. What are your thoughts?
He was great. He was very good on there.
Okay, and I think Leinart still is. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Oh yeah, no, Matt Leinart is fantastic on TV.
He's so
he's
good.
really smart, very knowledgeable. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's up there with Herb Street, and I like him better than I like Herb Street. But I do give Herbie, whether you like him or not, and some people have Herbie fatigue, but he does a great job. But I like Leinart more. Okay, let's switch gears. This weekend doesn't matter, but I just want to talk about the team. Ole Miss is this is. They had 30-something guys exit the program, as you know, Michael Katz. And they brought in a bunch of dudes, and then they returned some guys. But Dart, Nolan, Trey Amos, Paul, these guys, Pegues, are gone. And so when you look at this, how would you frame up the Ole Miss defensive line, and front seven for that matter, compared to last year's veteran and super talented front seven or whatever? Katz?
Yeah, I think I think it would be unfair to. I mean, last year's was just it was. I mean, that was the best defensive line in college football. I don't think that's that hot of a take when you have an All-American in Walter Nolan, Princely Montiel, and first-team All-American, first-team All-SEC. You've got draft picks. Centurion Perkins was playing end, and he had 10.5 sacks. I mean, that group was unreal. But I think that this year's group, obviously not the headliners that team did. A lot of younger guys, guys they've gotten in traditional recruiting and have sort of been getting ready for this moment. I think that they're going to be good. Obviously, I don't know if there's a Walter Nolan in there or a Princely. I know there's a Prince Will, his brother, obviously. Transferred over from Nebraska. Very talented. Deshaun Womack is an LSU transfer, super talented on the edge. But for the most part, they really have kind of focused their interior defensive line on guys from Mississippi and guys through traditional high school recruiting, and they got a lot of 4 and 5 stars over there. Cam Franklin and
yes.
Will Eccles, and I mean, there's a lot of really talented guys on there. Just haven't really had a chance to show what they can do because the guys in front of them were just so good and veteran, and obviously, NFL draft picks. So,
all right. So, what are you hearing? Golding can't stop talking about Cam Franklin. He hasn't played much. He is a 5-star. He's got all the tools. It looks like he's gained weight. What has Golding told you, or what have you picked up on from sources about Cam Franklin? Katz?
They really like him. I mean, he looks the part. I mean, he, like you said, I think part of it too is he's wearing a single digit now. He's wearing number 5, and something about a D lineman wearing a single digit just always looks a little different too.
True. Kim Dichie wore that number. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. No, he looks big, strong, fast. Again, you always take preseason practices are always so hard to really get anything out of it because we're only seeing so much, and it's you're not trying to get guys hurt, but he's I think he's going to be a problem for opposing offensive lines. I think that, and I think he's going to be really important in that whole operation too, because he was asked about it, and he kind of said he could kind of be that Jared Ivey role where you can play him outside, you can move him into tackle, just very versatile. I think if Ole Miss's defense is going to do the things that it wants to do, Kid Franklin's going to play a huge part for sure.
All right. Michael Katz, D-Journal, Ole Miss Insider on the Out of Bounds show. Ole Miss coming off a 10-3 season. And, look, they're going to trip. I think they're going to come close to tripping over 8 games with what they have and coaching and talent. It's just a matter if they can push to 9 or 10. You have them between 8 and 9 wins, don't you, Katz? Isn't that what you said with us a couple months ago?
Yep.
Okay. What do you make of Pete Golding, and did you see his interview when he was at the Delta State golf tournament, Katz?
I did not, but he is electric. We talked to him. We only get to talk to him once a year, so that we had that a couple weeks ago. He's just such a football guy. He's fantastic.
He's awesome. All right, you got to go back and watch that. As somebody who is there every day and covering, Kiffin and Beard and Bianco and all these dudes, I'm telling you, you're going to be blown away. Somehow these guys were able to land Golding. And like you said, Lane doesn't let him really talk to the media, but he's a Delta State guy who's back at that tournament. And he went on for almost 20 minutes on, nobody's done that in depth of what the model is at Ole Miss under Lane. And man, I was already impressed with Pete Golding, Katz. After watching that interview, and I watched it multiple times, the guy's off the charts. He is such a great, because Lane doesn't want to work the room, little bit of a recluse. Pete Golding could talk to a wall for 3 hours and make it interesting. I mean, that guy's charismatic, a conversationalist, and I can see why he's such a great recruiter. I know you don't get him much, but do you pick up on that type of personality from Golding, Katz?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, when we had him, he went for 20, 25 minutes. He could have gone for 45. Mm-hmm. And he just, like you said, knows how to work a room. Just a very, he just has a way of connecting and making things sound really simple. When he's talking very complicated football stuff, and he has a way of making it sound easy for media types, for anybody to understand it. He just seems like a normal dude who just loves football. And obviously, he's really, really smart. He's the fact that he's an ace recruiter makes a lot of sense every time we get to talk to him, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So they're talented, but they're young in some spots. You got Perkins, who's an absolute. I mean, he's got a chance to be the superstar playmaker of the group. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think his role might be a little bit different this year.
All right, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, he was a pure pass rusher for the most part last year, and they put him in those situations. He was listed at defensive end last year. Obviously, I mean, he played linebacker last year too, but now he's listed at linebacker again. I think they're going to probably try to move him around and do different things with him. He's a third-year guy. I think there's going to be more on his plate, and there's not. Last year you had guys like, again, Nolan and Princely and all of these veteran guys who could kind of take pressure off him. I think there's going to be a lot on him, and so. He's one of only 2 returning full-time starters on that defense. The other one being TJ Daugherty. It's nice that it's both linebackers. I think that probably helps a little bit, but I think there's going to be a lot of his plate, and he's going to be doing some maybe more. Again, we only see so much, and Pete Golding can tell us certain things, but it does sound like he's going to be doing a little bit more this year, at least from what Pete told us a couple weeks ago.
All right, so we're all expecting big things from Perkins in year 3. Let's go to the offensive side of the football. Lane has mentioned some injuries on the offensive line, plus getting the cohesiveness and chemistry there. What are your expectations from this Ole Miss offensive line for Lane and the offensive staff?
Yeah, again, work in progress has sort of been the key phrase. Every time we've been out there, it seems like someone new is hurt or someone isn't practicing. It doesn't sound like anything is long term, which is got to be a relief for them. But again, you've got one full-time returning starter in Diego Pounds. Obviously, you returned Jaden Williams, who started a bunch of games, but kind of off and on through his career, and was playing really well last year before he got hurt. Those two guys have experience, but the other three guys are going to be inexperienced transfers. And Bryce Sanders, we expected to start new center. He's a guy who was a 4-star recruit. They've had him in the program for a bit. They need him to step up, and then those guard spots. And who knows? Maybe they switch up the tackle stuff too, but. There's just a lot of new pieces. I think that they really did focus on trying to get better at running the ball this offseason, because last year, as we know, there were moments when running the ball really cost them, or not being able to run the ball cost them, which is very surprising for a Lane Kiffin offense. They usually run the ball extremely well.
They just weren't good, man. I mean, you were there at SEC Media Days. I mean, they asked Lane why they couldn't close out games. He said, we couldn't run the ball in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was the year before with Judkins, they absolutely closed people out by just his physicality. And by then people are tired, man. He's running through arm tackles. And you make a great point is, can they run the football? How much do you think Austin Simmons will run this year, Katz?
I mean, I would be surprised if he has as much of a load as Jackson.
Okay.
And Lane has said as much that, and again, maybe there's some gamesmanship there too. It's not like Austin can't run. He's a really good athlete, but Lane was asked, and he's like, well, that kind of gets in the strategy. But he's like, I believe he said he expected him probably not to run as much. So, naturally that probably means he's going to run for 1,000 yards. All that. No, but, I don't think they want him. Part of what made Jackson so good was that toughness and stuff, but I don't know if they want Austin putting himself in situations like that. Sure.
He's young, first year. Michael Katz, Ole Miss Insider on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. All right, who's showing out at wide receiver? Is it the Penn State guy, the Oklahoma State guy, someone else? Caleb Cunningham? What's going on?
Well, obviously, we know what Caden Lee is. We know he is Mr. Reliable. He had almost 900 yards last year. He came in with Austin in that same recruiting class, so those two have a really good connection, and I think that's going to show up big time. But man, they just have so many different transfer wideouts that, I think depending on the day and the game, you could have a lot of guys step up. And Lane has said that this is the deepest wide receiver room he's had, which is saying a lot because they've had some pretty good wide receiver rooms at Ole Miss over the last few years.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Stribling from Oklahoma State, I'm expecting him to have a really big year just, based on, I kind of look at like, who do you compare to in terms of what they had before? And he looks like the Trey Harris type guy in terms of body type and contested catches and that sort of thing. Is he going to be an all-SEC, all-American guy like Trey Harris? I don't know, but I think that he can play that sort of a role. Harrison Wallace III is a guy who's been really productive at Penn State, and he's looked just really smooth out there. But then you've got guys like Deuce Alexander and Traylon Ray and the freshmen, and there's just there are so many guys. It's I think this is probably a good thing. I don't know if there's going to be one guy who has just a ton of yards and catches, because I think and Lane has said this, in a perfect world, they're rotating so much.
Yeah.
That there is no drop off between, the guys who quote unquote start and then the next guys. So I think the goal is to be better in fourth quarters and be fresh and not have situations like Florida or, LSU where they just couldn't do quite enough late. and Kentucky. I think they're trying to. I think they understood what didn't work last year, and they tried really hard to make sure those things don't happen again. And I think part of that is depth at skill position, running back room too. I mean, they reloaded that room because it didn't work last year with what they had. So I do give them credit for understanding what the shortcomings were and saying, hey, we can't have that happen again. And I think depth at wide receiver is one of those things where they don't want to be in the fourth quarter games and, say Trey Harris, things changed so drastically when he got hurt in the middle of games. The offense just never really found its footing again in each of those games. I don't think they want to put themselves in a position where if one specific guy gets hurt, the whole operation falls apart.
Yeah, fair enough. Michael Katz on the Out of Bounds show. What are you featuring today or tomorrow or this week?
Well, you meant. Yeah, so I've got a big, let's just say it's quarterback related story coming out tomorrow. I don't want to give too much away, but there's some physics involved. There's it's probably one of my more scientific pieces, and I'm not much of a scientist, but I really tried. So we've a really cool story about quarterbacking and a certain aspect of it. So I've been working on that for about a month.
Oh,
you know me. I love writing short stories. So this one's about 3,000 words. Really, yeah. I've never written a short story in my life. That is the ongoing joke. That's the ongoing joke. I can't write a short feature, which is fair.
Okay.
So big one that coming out tomorrow. I've been working on it for a while. So we're really excited for that one to drop.
All right. So big QB article on Ole Miss, djournal.com. Michael Katz, Southern Cal alum, marrying an LSU fan, but covering Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels through their most successful time in program history. And can Lane throw up for the third year in a row? Can he throw up double-digit wins? Katz, if you had to bet $100 on Lane winning double digits this year, yes or no?
I don't have that kind of money right now.
Oh yeah, you just got engaged.
Yeah, Disney's very expensive. But
it is.
I know that there's 8.5, 9. I could see it happening, but I think a lot of things would have to go right.
All right, fair enough. Hey, dude, congratulations again on the engagement. We appreciate you. We got to do this more through football. Is that cool?
For sure, man. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Reggie Bush's #1 fan, Michael Katz, on the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, dropping a big quarterback article this week, djournal.com. He joined us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line.